ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first episode of the First and Inches Sports Podcast. I'm Michael O'Brien here with my co-host, Mr.
Aiden Florsher. And the first episode was recorded already, and we had to do a little backtracking.
We ran into some technical difficulties.
We ended up filming the video in 4K.
Yeah, we thought we were geniuses. We thought we were geniuses doing that. We're like, yo, this is gonna look so sick, good quality. First file was like 30 gigabytes.
It was honestly.
We don't have the technology for that.
It was like we were downloading Madden onto our phones. It was ridiculous.
But beyond that, it's gonna be a fun little sports podcast. We talk about sports, BSing, having fun.
Whatever's
couple
going
of the boys
on in the
talking
world
about
of sports. It's the classic sports podcast, but with a little.
Some twists.
Yeah, a little twist.
We're gonna have some fun here.
All right.
So, it's baseball season. We're in the middle of it. Game 73 today. Yankees got no hit last night. We'll talk about it later.
Probably
sucks.
The grossest game I've watched
painful.
this year.
Painful.
But it's the Yankees. We have 20 losses on the season. One no-hitter's not going to derail the season.
Beyond that, All-Star ballots are coming out. Votes are coming in. So we decided we're going to talk about who we think the biggest locks for the All-Star game are, who's going to start in both leagues. And we have a sneaky lock, each of us.
A little sneaker who's going to get in there,
Someone we think will be in there. It's not getting recognized, really.
Yeah. So, who do you think is the lock starting pitcher in the AL, OB?
AL? I think Shane McClanahan is a lock.
Agreed.
Yeah. First in the league in ERA, a lot of strikeouts, not a lot of walk. He's a stud. I hate when the Yankees have to face him. It stinks.
And we have to face him quite a bunch.
I think we've faced him 3 times this year already.
And honest, haven't we beat him like twice?
Twice.
Yeah. That's great.
But not like we lit him up. He gave up like 3 runs in 7 innings. Like, oh wow.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
Yeah,
he will be starting for the American League in the All-Star game.
For me, I'm gonna have to go Nestor.
No, all right. I love it.
Your T-shirt.
My boy. It's my boy.
Did you get that from the game last night?
Yes, I did. Friday night.
Friday night?
Yeah, it was a great time.
Nice.
Justin Verlander destroyed us, but always a good time in the Bronx.
He's also another potential starter.
Yeah, definitely. He'll be in contention for sure.
No doubt.
All right, now the National League. Who do we think's the starter in the National League?
I got Carlos Rodon.
Okay, interesting choice, but I like it.
He got a 2.07 ERA and 80 innings pitched. He's I think he has 11 K per 9, which is a lot. Up there.
It's very good.
So he's been playing great. I heard you have him in fantasy this year.
I do. He's carrying me recently.
I feel
last
bad
couple
for
weeks.
The players against you.
I know.
Every week.
I feel bad for him too.
Who do you got in the National
League? I think Sandy Alcantara, Marlins.
And he's not getting the respect
he's gonna win the Cy Young at this point. If the season ended today, he would win the Cy Young. 1.95 ERA, leads the league in innings pitched, 106.1, sub-1 WHIP, and his win-loss this year is 7-3, which is interesting because last couple years he would pitch very well and just never get wins because the Marlins stink, and they still do stink. Like, if Sandy was not on the dumpster fire Marlins, he would probably be getting MVP votes right now, I think.
Agreed. 100%.
He's been that good.
Do you know that he didn't go diamond this week in MLB The Show? They're
disrespectful.
What does he got to do? Pitch a perfect game. Yeah,
I guess.
Actually.
Yeah.
So, for the next segment in the All-Star ballots, we got our 2 locks.
Yeah, 2 locks from each league.
Players.
American League, who's locked?
No doubt. J-Ram.
180
OPS plus.
He's been
the league in ribbies.
He's arguably been the best hitter in the league this year.
Oh yeah, especially because he's got the platoon advantage every single time.
Yeah, him being a switch hitter is also insane.
He's disgusting.
He's one of the best players in all of baseball.
And one of the best parts about him, he does not strike out.
No, not at all.
11 at-bats per strikeout, which is great.
That's very good. For a player that hits for the power he does, it's fantastic.
For real. What about for you?
I think Judge is a lock in the American League, obviously leading all of baseball in homers. Might hit 60 this year, then we'll probably leave to go to the San Francisco Giants. And
what about that stuff when he was like, what do you say, no?
What, the arbitration thing?
Yeah, he was like, do you think it's going to go pretty
why
well?
No, because the reporter was like, do you think this makes a difference in your extension talks? He's like, no. Which, he's kind of right.
Yeah, he's going to leave. Ask for as much. If he leaves and we get Soto, I'll be okay, but that's the only problem.
That's a pipe
also a dream. So, all right, back to All-Stars. In the National League, my lock, Oh no, for the American League, I'm sorry, Altuve.
We're good. Another lock, Altuve. Yeah, he's been hitting the cover off the ball against the Yankees. I hate him so much.
But like,
I hate him
he's
so much.
got to be like probably my biggest lock for the American League, besides Judge, obviously.
Position-wise, yeah, for sure.
Who's behind him? Jimenez and
Glaber.
Glaber, but like nobody's.
Yeah, no, it's
Altuve.
Altuve. Yeah, it's Altuve.
It's tough.
Hate to say it, it's Altuve.
306, 360, 464.
Yeah, he's one of the best hitters in the league. Yeah, for sure.
And he's also like
clutch.
5'7".
Yeah.
Small ass dude.
Yeah, fuck Altuve.
Napoleon syndrome.
I hate him. My next American League lock, Rafi Devers. He's been, I think, also arguably the best hitter in baseball this year. He hits a cover off the ball. He leads the league in balls hit over 95 miles an hour, ahead of guys like Judge, Stanton, Yordan Alvarez, Harper, guys who crush the ball. Mm-hmm. He's just a stud. His defense has gotten a lot better. He's top 5 in the league in WAR, B-WAR, and F-WAR.
Really?
Yes.
Is he a good fielder?
Not really, but he's been better this year. Like, he used to be like atrocious in the field. This year he's improved.
So, I feel like Devers is going to become one of like the top 3 players in the league within the next 5 years, which I'm kind of scared about.
Yeah, no. If the Red Sox keep him, it's not going to be fun.
No, not at all.
No.
A lefty bat coming into Yankee Stadium.
Not great.
Often.
Nope. Let's get to the National League now. Who do we think? Who do we think 2 biggest locks in the National League are?
I got to go Goldschmidt.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Pete's going to push him, but it all comes down to the fan vote, which is honestly stupid.
Yeah, the fan votes are like, it's kind of like saying like,
fan votes is the stupidest thing ever.
No matter what you do, you're not guaranteed to go in the All-Star game because guys like Fernando Tatis is top 5.
Yeah, hasn't played an inning this year.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
What was 2015 when the whole Royals team was the American League starters?
Yeah, it was like Hosmer.
Yeah, Alcides Escobar started for the American League at shortstop. Yeah, that's why the fan vote's dumb.
But whatever. We kind of just
take
it in the point of like who we think is going to take it statistically, not fan vote wise.
Who we think also positionally, like Altuve's the lock because there's really no other American League second baseman
not as much
qualifies.
Yeah, it's like it's him and then like we said Jimenez. But yeah, Goldie hitting the freaking strings off the ball. And
hitting like 330 something.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's a stud. My first National League lock is Jazz Chisholm. I mean, MLB, that's the type of young player you need to like market and get out.
He's got that swagger, baby.
He has 14 homers, 12 steals so far this year, playing second base. That's legitimate 30-30 chance at this point. It's not even halfway done. Yeah. So, he has a chance to go 30-30 playing for the lowly Marlins,
who honestly
have so much talent,
bright future.
Yeah, but like I don't. NL East is kind of tough too.
I mean, the Mets are the fakest first place team of all
Obviously, time. That's just, they set the record last year, most days in first place, then missed the playoffs.
I mean, I could easily see the same thing this year, but like
you can fact check me on that. That's true.
But like, if you sit down and think about it, OB, their 2 best pitchers are injured.
I know.
And they're still in first place.
I know. It's sick.
It's impressive.
Good for them.
But it's just like, how? But props.
They'll probably collapse at some point.
Yeah, that's not a doubt. My other lock for NL, Tommy Edmond.
Love it.
Sneaky guy. Leading the league in WAR, fielding WAR, and B-WAR.
Yeah, he's a beast.
So, he's just a guy who is great in the
contributes in a lot of different ways.
Excellent in the field.
Plays a bunch of different positions too.
Excellent. Yeah.
You know who he kind of reminds me of? Ben Zobrist.
Zobrist?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's like a Zobrist clone.
He's a switch hitter also. Yeah.
Edmond
is might be the most underappreciated player in baseball this year.
He is. He should be getting MVP votes.
He won't though, because his counting stats aren't that crazy.
Yeah, but if you dig deep into his stats, MVP.
Yeah, he'll be in the top 10, but Goldie's probably gonna at this pace. Goldie's gonna win. Machado's gonna get votes. The Padres are good the rest of the year.
Okay, I agree with you, no doubt.
For sure.
Who's your sneaky lock?
Or you got our other NL lock.
Oh, I skipped you, buddy.
You skipped it. It's all right.
No.
Wilson Contreras, Cubbies catcher.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to skip Wilson Contreras. He's having an absolute year.
Yeah, I mean, easily the best offensive catcher in the league this year. Him and Alejandro Kirk, as much as I hate to say it, them 1 and 2. But
But no one's as clutch as Trevino.
Obviously, well, Trevino Goat.
Yeah, it's Trevino.
Trevino Goat.
And Trevino just has that, like, doesn't he have that, like, smile that just makes
He's
you
the
go,
best.
I love that guy, man. I just want
Everyone
to
on
do
the
so
Yankees
fucking good.
loves him.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's the best.
And I just feel like he has a spirit to him. Every single time he's at bat, I'm like, you know what? Something positive's going to happen. If that's a walk, a single, strikeout.
He contributes in a lot of different ways.
No matter
Best
what
defensive
happens,
catcher in
I'm
the league.
happy. I love Trevino.
Past Jose Trevino, we're talking about Wilson Contreras, but he'll be starting for the National League in the All-Star game. The Cubs need a representative based on the rule, and he probably does qualify to be the National League starting catcher. So he'll be there.
He was also maybe going to come to the Yankees earlier this year.
That's
but
not going to happen.
No,
at
I
this
want
point.
Trevino. No
Yeah.
problem. Okay. So, rounding to the end of the segment, who is your sneaky lock?
My sneaky lock is Jeremy Pena, Houston Astros rookie shortstop.
Ew.
Ew, gross.
Let's get an ew for the ew.
He just came back off the IL today, actually, but hitting 277 with like an 800 OPS, 9 homers, 6 steals, one of the best defensive players in the league, and all the expected numbers back it up. Hitting 277 and his expected is 275. His slugging is 471. His expected is 493. So it's not like he's hitting fluky. He's not a fluke. Has 7 defensive runs saved, which is at the very top of the league, especially at shortstop. And also filling the shoes of a guy like Carlos Correa is pretty tough.
Yeah, especially to come out there after
As a
Correa
rookie.
leaves. Yeah, you just come out and hit like that with that slash line.
You produce like Carlos Correa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they must feel very happy.
They have to be so happy.
Oh,
they they probably have him under control for, 5 more years at least?
With minimal money.
Yeah, they're probably amped on it.
That's great.
As much as I hate the Astros, they do just pump out
We're
players,
just fans
bro.
of baseball. Like, I honestly have a tough time hating on the Astros as much as you do.
I hate
'cause
the Astros
like,
so much.
I could put stuff like that behind me and just
I
enjoy
can't.
baseball. But
Not that.
as you'll see,
Not that.
he has a very strong grudge against the Astros throughout.
You'll
this
find. I
podcast.
mean, I think it was pretty obvious.
I hate the Astros, but I can get past it.
All right, who's your sneaky lock this year? Be in the All-Star game, maybe even starting.
Jock Peterson.
Okay, I
Hold
like
his
it.
jockstrap, Obi.
Hold his jockstrap.
17 homers.
It's a lot of homers.
A 917 OPS.
It's a lot of OPS.
And a 154 OPS plus. He's 54% better than the average hitter this year.
For your non-statners didn't know, OPS plus adjusts hitting to like the offensive environment. I don't know the exact calculation.
I think
I'm
it's
not
one
a
of my
wizard.
favorite stats to really.
It'll 100 is average, and if you have 154 like Jock, that means you're 54% above the league average, like Aiden said.
Yeah, it's a great stat to compare and contrast
Players
batters
from different seasons
because
and eras of baseball.
It
takes into
in
account-
the fields, right?
It takes into account the offensive, like average offensive output for that year.
He's 98th percentile in average exit velocity.
Yeah, it's good.
He's hitting the freaking ball hard as shit.
What's his expected slug? Probably pretty hard if that's
98.
Yeah, that's
He's
pretty
in the
good.
98th percentile
That's good.
for expected slugging.
Pretty good.
98th percentile for barrel percentage. So he's just
Crushing the ball.
He's just like literally just hitting the ball. Like we were talking about this earlier. He's more of like a platoon guy. He doesn't have as many plate
He
appearances.
sits against lefties a little bit.
Yeah, but you know what?
That's fine. The Giants love the platoon.
That's the new baseball.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna happen. And when you're hitting the ball like that, why
Yeah.
not?
Well, I mean, when you can't afford like just throwing out like $400 million contracts, some of the lower payroll teams, you have to platoon certain
Yeah,
positions.
it brings a new
It's a smart thing to do.
strategic-
It's awesome.
Smart,
I love it.
and it's
Yeah.
fun to watch.
I agree. So, that's our All-Star segment.
Can't
Yeah.
wait to watch the game.
I
It's
can't
gonna be
wait to
fun.
watch the All-Star game. All-Star game is always a great time. All-Star weekend's the best.
Oh, it's the best. It's the only All-Star.
Derby,
Oh my god, the Derby. It's
Futures game.
Thank God Judge said he's not playing.
Yeah, I didn't want him to ruin his swing at all. That
Because
would
you
not been good.
know he's winning that thing guaranteed, hitting the ball probably 500 feet.
Yeah, and
But
also
then he'll come back and won't hit a home run for the rest of the season.
yeah, home run. Yeah, I mean, only certain guys can do the Derby and not have it completely ruin their swing for like a month.
Cespedes,
Yeah, Pete Alonso doesn't really.
Pete
affect him.
Alonso,
Yeah,
Mets.
yeah, the Mets. It's the only thing
All
Pete
right.
Alonso will win this year. Talk. We're gonna have a little fun.
Yeah. So we were just talking. We're like, who's the unluckiest player in baseball this year?
Who's been getting shafted when they hit the ball hard?
Yeah, they're meaning the difference between their expected batting average and their actual batting average And things like expected slugging and
all
slugging.
they're expecting, all the StatCast savant nerdy numbers. We're going to see who's been getting shafted based on those.
Yeah. Who do you think the unluckiest player this year is?
I would say it's Ryan Mountcastle, Baltimore Orioles. And if you look at the expected numbers, his expected average is 319. He's actually hitting 276. And his expected slugging is 604, which is insane. And his actual is 481, which is like good, but not as insane as 604.
No, 481 and 604 are two
That's a
different
huge
ballparks.
difference.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference.
It's probably because of Camden.
Yeah, Camden stinks. Why you move the left field back 40 feet, guys? That was
it's
idiotic.
like you hate baseball.
You do hate baseball. You hated Gleyber Torres hitting pop-ups over the left field wall. That's what it was.
It's also just such a historical park. Why change it?
I love Camden. I've been there a couple times. It's beautiful.
It's actually on one of my top 3 ballpark goes.
You've never been?
No.
Yeah, we should go. It's sick.
I think I've been to Red Sox.
Fenway's awesome.
Fenway. I've been to
Philly's all right.
Been to Philly actually one time.
Philly's all right.
I've been to Mets.
Yeah, obviously City and Yankee.
But that's about it, honestly. I would love to go to all
Camden.
31
That's
or 32.
Really I don't think I've been anywhere else other than what you named in Camden.
Let's hit the Bay Area.
I'm in. Sleep on the street.
Yeah. So he's 10th in MLB in
top
expected
10 in both
batting
expected
average.
batting average and slugging.
Which is pretty crazy because,
amongst qualifying players, too.
It's Ryan Mountcastle.
Yeah, it's an Orioles player.
Yeah. Boo.
Boo. Boo. No, I can't hate the Orioles. They're actually kind of all right this year compared to what they have been in the past.
And especially because we've been beating them this year compared to years past.
Well, last year, Last year, I think the Yankees were 11-8 against the Orioles, which is insanely gross.
We should win at least 15 games.
Yeah, at least 14, 15, yes.
So,
even with that, him being top 10 expected batting average and slugging, he only has a 794 OPS, which is a little bit fairly above league average.
What's league average, 750?
No, league average usually hangs around 710, 720. This year it's I think 690-ish.
With the dead balls.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, it's a little down this
whack.
year. Yeah,
everyone does. No one wants to see a pitcher's duel 3/4 of the games. Bro.
No, I love a good pitcher's duel. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but it should be a once in a blue moon type of game, honestly.
Agreed.
So, our luckiest player this year, it's going to be kind of controversial.
Hot take. A little bit of a hot take.
The numbers back it.
I agree. They do back it.
Mr. Paul Goldschmidt, you are our luckiest player.
You are lucky, Mr. Paul.
Almost like a leprechaun.
Yeah. We'll call him Leprechaun Goldschmidt from now on.
He's looking for the pot of gold.
Yeah, his actual numbers right now is not his expected numbers. Because obviously the expected numbers are just expected numbers, and what actually happens.
Yeah, expected numbers are just a bunch of computer analytics spitting out
so
possibilities.
You got to take it with some sort of grain of salt, but he's hitting 338 this year. His expected is 280. His expected slugging is 558, which is still very good, but his actual slugging is 617.
I'm honestly more interested in the expecting batting average. I think
that's a huge drop.
That's a huge drop.
That's like a 60-point drop.
Where does he lose all that?
I don't know.
That's so weird to me.
I guess it's getting lucky, right? To some extent.
You're just hitting it to where the guys are not, I guess.
Props to him.
But not a knock on him. These stats are in line with his career average.
100%. He actually had a higher expected batting average and expected slugging last season. 293 and 575 last year.
So he was even luckier, you're saying?
No, he was unlucky because that was kind of his stats were around there. What his
I got
were.
you. Yes, I misunderstood what you said.
Yeah. But he had better expected numbers last year, which is just funny because that's exactly what we're saying. You got to take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, baseball's just wacky, always, every year.
But with that, it's not realistic. It keeps up the slash 338, 422, 617. And he also has the lowest no-doubter percentage of his career at 23.5. Last year is 51.6.
So he's basically just hitting fly balls that just basically almost just get out.
Yeah.
He's not hitting.
He's still pretty high up in the percentiles.
Yeah, but you know what?
Because he's a great hitter. He's one of the best hitters in the league.
We're not knocking Goldschmidt. He's an obvious shoe-in for the All-Star.
Yeah, he'll be started.
He's being a little.
He's been a little lucky this year.
But hey, baseball's all about luck.
Yeah.
I think luck comes into baseball as much as honestly skill.
Any sport.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, 100%.
When a ball's coming, when you're.
Sometimes you can just close your eyes and swing and run into
Giancarlo
one.
Stanton.
Yeah, dead ass. Joey Gallo.
Yeah.
But to a much lesser extent.
Yeah, Joey Gallo. He's a man of a different breed.
Yeah. I would love to see him try and make an adjustment at least instead of just whiffing on every high fastball.
Honestly, why is he starting when I honestly kind of am getting on the train of the Andujar?
There's a reason he hasn't been up in the big leagues in like 2 years. You gotta think about that.
I mean, when Joey Gallo
Gallo's been horrendous.
He basically goes up to the plate 4 times a game and has 4 Ks.
Praise he runs into one ball.
And then he's like this.
Hey, he has something wrong with him, all right? Don't make fun of Joey.
I don't know, man. I'm getting sick of it.
I am a little sick of it, too. I think the Yankees will trade for someone, but we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Let's talk about an absolute freak show.
Freak show.
Made his MLB debut.
Maybe the biggest freak show to come into the league in a couple years.
Since Aaron Judge.
Yeah, just talking about, like, physical traits.
Yeah, he's like a specimen. O'Neal Cruz, absolute freak show.
Freak show. Amazing Cruz.
The Amazing Cruz.
Wow, you got a great voice.
So he's basically a 6'7" hammer who runs like Brett Gardner and has an arm like Adrian Beltre.
Yo, he's a goat.
Legend. Like,
he's a goat.
If you like look at him, you're like,
I've never seen a baseball player like built like him play shortstop.
I don't think
Unbelievable.
Anybody's played shortstop at his height.
No,
right?
shortstops are usually like tiny guys.
Yeah, like him and Altuve play the same position.
Altuve plays second.
Oh yeah, true. But like they still play the
middle infield. Yeah. When you think middle infield, you think kind of shorter guys usually. Think about like all the classic middle infielders, like who were like legend shortstops. Jeter wasn't really that big of a dude. Ozzie Smith wasn't a big dude.
Nope. No. Yeah, shortstops are predominantly.
Phil Rizzuto. Yeah, it's
you
usually
gotta be short to the ground.
Quick.
To get those
100%.
Hard hit balls. So
he's an anomaly, a complete anomaly.
O'Neal Cruz's 118 mile per hour single was the hardest hit batted ball by a Pirates hitter since 2015.
That's crazy.
And it was like his.
I think that's when the StatCast era started, actually.
So like there might have been
someone hit. It was probably like the first year of it. Someone probably crushed one. Andrew McCutchen probably roped one time.
Ralph Kiner.
Yeah, the Ralph Kiner StatCast era.
You don't think Ralph Kiner hit a ball harder than 118?
Well, the ball was coming in like a lot slower back then, so it's
probably not. He was hitting it like 70 miles an hour.
Nah, not that slow. Pitchers were still throwing like 80 back then, at least, bro.
Yeah, Babe Ruth was getting drunk and then hitting.
60 homers. Going to a speakeasy after drinking some bathtub gin.
Yeah, that's great. Speaking of old timers like Babe Ruth,
it's a pretty crazy stat you were talking to me about before.
I honestly wanted to shed.
Crazy. It's crazy, folks.
It's insane. Like, listen to this.
I'm listening.
Ohtani is on another level than most baseball players have ever even dreamed of.
He's insane.
He has the arm of a god and the swing of.
He might win a Cy Young at some point if they keep pitching him legitimately. If they keep him going two-way.
That's not even like out of the equation.
It's nowhere near out of the equation. How old is he? 26, 27, something like that?
Yeah. Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, Barry Bonds, and Pujols have never had an 8 RBI game.
Arguably the top 4 hitters of all time.
Yeah.
If someone said that was the top 4 hitters of all time, I don't think that would be out of the picture.
They never had an 8 RBI game. But you know who did?
Shohei.
Lefty
They still lost that game, though, which is just prime Angels.
Yeah, but that's just the Angels.
Game-tying 3-run nuke in the 9th, and they blow it in extras. I feel so bad for him and Trout, bro. I feel so bad for them.
A pitching stat that'll blow your mind. Lefty Grove, Catfish Hunter, Jack Morris, and Tom Glavine. Four great legendary pitchers.
4 Hall of Famers.
Shoo-ins. Never had a 13K game. Ohtani did that.
Yeah.
And you know what's even crazier? He did both of those things in consecutive games.
It's nutty.
What?
It's nutty.
That's like unheard of.
That is unheard. Well, there's never been a legitimate two. When's the last legitimate two-way was? Babe Ruth wasn't even really a legitimate two-way.
Yeah.
Because he pitched a little. He was a two-way a little bit for the Red Sox and was like, You look at his numbers. He was a decent pitcher and a decent hitter. When he became a full-time hitter on the Yankees, that's when he became Babe Ruth.
There's never been like.
This has never been. We've never seen anything like this. Yeah, it's sick. I'm happy to watch it. It's awesome.
I just wish he came to the Yankees instead of rotting in the Angels for the rest of his career.
I agree.
Because you know they're not going to let him go.
When's his contract? I think his contract's up in like a year or two, honestly. I don't think his contract was that long.
What are the chances they let that man go, though?
They'd be stupid, too. How much money do you think he makes that team?
The whole country of Japan is an Angels.
Yeah, he has a country behind him.
Yeah, that's
it's
what I'm
not.
saying.
It's not just like the international superstardom is. It's like Ichiro, bro.
Yeah, especially like the
Angels will
the
be
Asian superstars that come over.
always are like kings.
Yeah, Ichiro,
Tanaka, Hideki
Matsui.
Matsui, Hyunjin Ryu. Kind of not the best example, but he was good in the beginning of his career.
Yeah. What's that guy on the Pirates? The pitcher, Yu Darvish.
Yeah, Yu Darvish is. Yeah.
Probably not.
Lots
the
of great
greatest, but
Japanese baseball
I'm
players
just
come
listing
to the
Japanese
league. Yeah.
baseball players at this point.
Lots of great Japanese baseball players come to the league for sure.
They're exciting, and honestly, it's interesting to.
They all have their own kind of style too. I love Japanese baseball players.
They use their own. They use a different glove also. You know that?
Really? I
style.
did not know that.
Yeah. It's like more like webbed, I think.
That's cool.
All right.
That's cool.
Wrap
Shohei
it.
Ohtani, another freak show. So there's 2 freak shows.
Welcome to
our next segment, the
Polar Seltzer.
Polar Seltzer Spotlight. Cheers, my friend.
Delicious seltzer made in America.
So refreshing.
It's got that bite to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's our first sponsor. They sent us a pallet of each flavor. We love you, Polar.
Love you,
You're
Polar.
the best.
Please, we'll take as much as you want. We're thirsty people.
Yeah. Send me 2 pallets next time.
Especially because we're filming outside.
Yeah, I'm thirsty. It's a little hot out here.
We schwitz a little bit.
Schwitzing.
So,
Who you spotlighting for your Polar Seltzer Spotlight so far this season?
it's a guy that he's not having the greatest season,
All right.
but he's not having the worst season.
All
it's
right.
just a guy that I kind of fell in love with watching his game, and he's exciting. He's a rookie. His name is Hunter Green of the
Hunter.
Cincinnati Reds. Starting pitcher.
Electric arm.
I mean, listen, he's a rookie. He's going to have his ups and downs.
His bad starts, yeah, for sure.
In his last 7 games, he's 2-2 with a 5.1 ERA. It's not the best.
Not the best.
It's not the worst.
It's not that great.
You know, but like he's the
What's a K per 9 on him?
the K per 9. Oh, he's got an 11.31 K per 9, which
Pretty
honestly
damn good.
is good for a rookie.
Very good for a rookie.
He's 9th in the National League in strikeouts with 88.
That's
which
promising.
is, for a rookie, again, he's just a guy that I'm looking for in the future to be like a top 5 starter in the National
He
League.
will. I think he has the stuff to be a top 5 starter in the National League for sure.
Maybe not this year, maybe not next year.
I would say like 3 years probably.
I'm excited
2
to
to 3
see
years.
what his development, honestly, but it's the Reds though.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Reds
They
could
might not
ruin
yeah,
him.
they could easily ruin him. He is first in the National League in home runs against, which is
Playing in Cincinnati doesn't help that either also.
it's a tough stat to look at. But you know what? He has 33 earned runs against him this year.
It's a decent amount.
It's
He's had a few really bad starts
I'm
also.
not saying he should be an all-star. I'm not saying he should be even talked about in that area. But you know what? He's a guy that if he's pitching, turn on the game. Why? It'll be
100%.
fun.
Regardless, he's either going to
He's
go
got
7
some good
shutout
stuff.
with 15 Ks
Yeah.
or give up 6 runs in 3 innings. It's going to be
either-
fun either
yeah.
way.
So, and like I'm pretty sure in his first 12 starts, his strikeout prop was 10-2,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
which is if you're a
If
gambler,
you
you
like
love
making
that.
money.
He's and he's the first rookie to throw 7 innings facing the minimum number of hitters since legendary Orioles pitcher Rob Malacky.
Rob Malacky.
You probably don't know who he is, but he's incredible.
Legend. If you want to come on the pod, give us a call.
There's only one video on YouTube of you having a very awkward interview.
Yeah, we want to talk to you about Cal Ripken pitching in the Orioles system, you know?
We want to spit seeds with you, bro.
Yeah. Pack a dipper.
Pack an absolute hog.
Exactly.
All right, who you spotlighting?
I'm spotlighting St. Louis Cardinals stud Tommy
We
Edmond.
talked a little about him.
Talked a
earlier.
little
Let's
bit
go
about him.
A little bit more into depth because Tommy Edmond's having an
A
incredible
fantastic season.
Awesome.
Leads the league, all players, not just position players, B-WAR. 4.4, ahead of everyone. Machado, Goldschmidt, Alcantara, Harper, Judge,
He's
J-Ram.
affecting the game more than anyone else.
Yeah, according to WAR,
Yeah.
yes. He leads the league in defensive WAR at 2.0. Second place is noted defensive specialist Brian Hayes.
Who's having a crazy year
Yeah, he's
defensively.
1.7 WAR. So he has a 0.3 more defensive WAR than the second guy, which is a pretty decent jump.
What is that, like 0.3?
Yeah, 0.3. Dude,
Mathematician.
quick maths. I feel like Albert Einstein with these numbers.
He's
I have no idea how these stats are calculated, but they make somewhat sense, so I'll talk about him. He's 6 in F4, 3.5.
That's interesting, honestly.
Well, F4 uses different stats. I think F4 uses outs above average for defense, and I want to say B4 uses what's the other one? No, I'm blanking. Defensive runs saved.
Yep.
So
DRS.
Yep. So they do different defensive calculations, but no matter how you slice it, he's been like a top 5 player in the league this year. He has the highest expected slugging and walk rate of his career, just shows he's developing as a hitter power-wise and at the plate.
And if you ask anybody if Tommy Edmonds is a top 5 player, they're going to say no.
Yeah, you're going to say you're smoking crack.
But now you have the info.
You got the numbers.
You could actually blow somebody's mind today.
Here's a fun little stat about Thomas. He's on pace for 10.3 B WAR. It's a big number.
That's psychotic.
Yeah, a 10 WAR player is an MVP level player. That's equivalent to Sammy Sosa in 2001 when he was juiced out of his ass.
To his balls.
Yeah.
His balls shrunk up to
big,
his chin.
big time.
Oh
Tiny
God.
balls.
But he also hits 73 homers.
That was Bonds. He hit 64 homers this year, 160 ribbies. Second in the MVP, the Bonds, who hit 73 homers that year, he was also juiced out of his face.
I smoke a lot of legal pot here in New York.
Yeah.
I get a lot of stats mixed up.
A lot of stats mixed up. It's legal.
Yeah.
So, yeah. He's having a crazy season. He's someone that doesn't get talked about. I think he's going to be starting to be talked about more because the Cardinals are a good team. They will be in the playoffs.
They have him, Bader,
Goldie, Arenado.
They actually have a
very good team. Carlson, O'Neal's hurt right now.
Pitching could,
they need pitching help.
They need pitching. But if their pitching could, keep them in games,
they have some interesting bullpen arms, though, with, Helsley, Cabrera, Gallegos.
Is Iglesias on? That's an Angel.
Iglesias on the Angels, yeah.
Red.
They're an interesting. I think that's a team that could make a sneaky run in the National League this year. They do need another starting arm, though. They can't run out like Michaelis Wainwright, and then who knows?
They are another bird team.
Another bird team.
I don't really fuck with the flocks.
You don't fucks with the flocks?
No, bro.
What other bird teams do you not fucks with?
Birds of a feather flock together, gang in goose coats. Noted by young rapper, what's his name? Babytron?
Yes. Detroit, Michigan legend Babytron.
All right.
Babytron, if you want to come on the podcast also.
Yeah.
Open invite.
You'll never win a ring like CP3.
Facts.
Back in action.
We're back in action, back and better than ever for our last segment.
And my favorite segment.
This will be a recurring segment every episode, I think.
If you don't like it,
listen to fuck off, honestly.
Get the fuck out of here. It's Yankee bias or nothing.
Little Yankee bias. You hear that term sometimes. Oh, Yankee bias.
The Yankees are the best team in the league, no doubt. I don't care if we just got no hit by the Astros.
It happens.
It's baseball.
We're about to split them today, though.
Yeah.
Bottom 8 3-3 while we're recording this, so let's see what happens.
DJ LeMahieu just hit an absolute dong. He has a big penis.
Big peen. I love DJ. He's the best.
If you give a mouse a cookie, bro.
Yeah,
he looks like that book character, bro. A little mouse.
Bro, he has no emotion ever except when he hits an amazing home run.
But, that's what you love in a baseball player, especially from New York.
Yeah,
guy who's straight-faced.
He plays everywhere. Produces.
And he doesn't get affected by the media.
Clutch.
Oh, yeah. Love LeMahieu.
Let's talk about that no-hitter yesterday. That was a little gross.
I mean,
if we're
gonna call that a no-hitter, combined no-hitters are pretty whack in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously cooler when someone does it, but we still didn't get a hit.
Yeah, but it's not a no-hitter for one guy.
Yeah, well, you have to preface it with it's a combined no-hitter.
There should be an asterisk because
I guess.
Who was the starting pitcher yesterday for the Astros?
Valdez.
Okay, if Framber Valdez went 180 pitches and struck out every single guy, no hit.
Perfect game, 27 Ks.
Then I'll give him the nod. Be like, yep.
I agree.
But, with him, it was him, Presley, and
Neris,
yeah. You know what? You three can go fucking fuck yourself, honestly.
I hate the Astros.
Yeah.
That's big Yankee bias. I've said it at least 10 times this episode because we're playing them this weekend. Just reminded me about how much I do not like
them. Will be this year's ALCS.
I think it's pretty safe to say it will be the ALCS this year.
And honestly, whoever wins that,
that'll be awesome. Win the World Series.
Yeah.
I agree.
We have I think the American League is low key stronger than the National League.
I disagree.
Really? That's interesting.
You think top to bottom? Well, NL East, you have Mets and the Braves as of now.
But
Phillies are above 500 now. They're kind of in the hump. Now they just lost Harper and Segura for months.
But you got the Yankees. But you got the Yankees.
The AL East is the best division of baseball.
And then you got
The Central is kind of not good at all.
The Central's pretty.
Cleveland's the best team in the Central. Like they've been impressive, but
Cleveland, you got
the West is Houston and 50 feet of shit. The American League is probably a little bit more top heavy.
That's what I'm saying. They have the better top 5.
Top 3, right?
Top 3.
Yankees, Astros, who will be the third best team in the American League?
I got to give it to
I would say
Rays?
No.
Toronto?
I would probably say Toronto.
And then the Rays.
No, I think the Red Sox are better than the Rays, honestly.
I totally forgot about them. Yeah, the Red Sox are probably
I think the Red Sox are 4.
I agree. No doubt.
Yeah.
You're
not really no bias here, even though this is Yankee bias.
But I just feel like the National League teams aren't as playing as well as
the Dodgers have been kind of disappointing this year.
Dodgers,
for sure.
Padres.
The Padres have been good this year.
Injured.
Yeah, Machado's hurt now. Tatis has yet to play.
Yeah, once Tatis comes back, they'll probably get
They'll
back
be super
on their
legit.
shit.
Yeah, unless they fall apart like they did last year.
I wouldn't even mind too heavy, to be honest with you, because Judge
is gonna leave to San Francisco. Let's talk about that. Yankee bias. I think Judge is gonna walk. As much as I hate to say it, I think a team is gonna give Judge to say, "Here's 10 years, whatever you want."
Here's 10 years,
400,
half of our franchise income.
Yeah.
You could have 30% of all food sales, and you could kiss my wife.
Yes.
The owner's probably gonna
sleep with my wife.
Yeah, you could probably sleep with my wife. Yeah. It's like they're probably gonna give him a king of the castle at that point.
King of the castle. King of the castle.
I just really hope that the Yankees organization steps up and says,
"What do you think they offer? What do you think the Yankees offer Judge?"
I think it's gonna have to be the biggest contract ever.
Average annual, because I don't think they really want to move off of 7-8 years. They offered him 7-2-15.
I don't want 8 years of Judge, to be honest with you, because then we're gonna get 3 years of DH Judge.
Yeah, 36 plus. Yeah.
And I really don't. Think
If Judge walks, it'll be horrific. I want to cry.
Yeah, it'll be fucking awful.
But it also depends on what deal he gets.
Yeah, it depends what we get in return. Also, that coming, but not in the trade, but
what do we replace? How do we replace Judge?
Replace Judge? It's
almost
now,
impossible.
It's impossible right now.
Yeah. So that'll be an interesting thing to follow, honestly. Because I don't think he was too happy with the Yankees trying to cheap him out of $4 million in arbitration.
Give the man
that's pocket change for the Yankees.
Send out a letter to all the Yankees fans. We'll give 20s each. I bet you could.
I'd throw 30.
30? What's the highest you'd go to keep
30? Because the Yankees have fucking $7 billion.
I think perfect scenario. We sign him. I don't even know. I can't even give you a number.
I mean, buying a ticket's $30. That's me contributing to the Sign Aaron Judge fund.
Yeah, and it sells out almost every freaking night.
At this point, yes.
So it's give Judge all the money in the world.
All the money.
For maybe 5 years tops.
We just flipped from Judge's walking and talking about the negatives to $40 million a year. Who cares?
Yeah, it's Yankee bias.
It's Yankee bias.
Let's sign him forever. I don't even care.
Lifetime Bobby Bonilla, $40 million a year.
Let's just be this dude's 67. Yeah. Fuck the all-time.
We roll him out for 3 games a year. Maybe he runs into one.
we roll him out in a wheelchair.
I like it.
And then his aide is also on the team, and she wheels him in the center field
into the batter's box.
And he's just sitting down hitting 450.
Yeah, one arm.
And he's the only player allowed to juice.
So, still on the topic of the Yankees, regardless of the last couple of games, been a little rough in terms of them losing 2 in a row to Houston.
Law of averages, my friend.
Yeah, 100%. They're still the best team in the league, and I don't think that's a question.
I wouldn't even bat an eye.
Just looking at Yankee Twitter and even people we know, just the overreactions are hysterical.
It makes me ill, honestly, because
ill.
As a Yankee fan, we're just we're blessed, I would say, because
compared to some other fan bases,
Mets,
for sure.
You've been in despair for about 30 years, living off the cocaine-addicted Darryl Strawberry.
Those teams were kind of cool, though.
Yeah, but
not ruining your life with cocaine, obviously.
No, but what I'm saying is
having fun in the 80s.
Half of those
the World Series is kind of cool.
Half of the people that root for the Mets now, are oh, my dad or my grandfather was a Mets fan in the 80s.
Yeah.
Get your own fucking.
Just because your dad was doing greenies and going to Shea Stadium doesn't mean you need to root for the Mets.
That's what I'm saying. Root for the more superior team in the Yankees. Thank God I'm blessed that I was born. My father was a Yankee fan, and as so was yours.
We're gonna lose viewers at this point of the podcast, I think, at some point. But hey, Yankee bias.
It's Listen, there's so many other podcasts out there. You can find one that you like. If you don't like it,
Nah, we want everyone to stay. We love all our viewers. No?
If you don't like the Yankees, suck it. This is Yankee bias.
That's fair. Good point about Yankee bias.
Because outside of this segment,
we're going
crazy. We're not really biased.
No, we're trying to give you numbers in a fun way that are accurate.
In Yankee bias?
It's Yankee bias. It's like I'm in section 204 on my 15th drink of the day.
Yeah, off my pinstripe pills.
Yeah, a couple pinstripe pillies.
Nothing like a $16 beer, right?
Yeah, I love paying. It's 2 beers actually. It's tall boy, so you're paying like 8 a beer.
But like
still getting.
It still feels like it feels like 1 beer though, right?
Yeah, because especially like a hot summer day, you're thirsty.
And then you get like halfway down, it gets like all hot.
You gotta chug tall boys. You gotta chug tall boys because they get warm so quick.
The bottom half of a pinstripe pilsner.
I'm not encouraging binge drinking, by the way.
The bottom half of a pinstripe pilsner is the equivalent
sitting
of
for 30 minutes in the bleachers.
Is the equivalent of going out to like Moe Road,
drinking out of the urinal.
Yeah, like finding like the nearest bum like outside of Yankee Stadium selling hats and just taking his piss and drinking it.
Yeah, warm beer as a whole is just horrendous.
Very, very specific, but
very specific. So why have the Yankees been so good this year? I think the most key part has been our pen, right? That's what. Obviously, we lead the league in homers by a good amount.
We also have like a weird stat where like we've won like the most amount of games by like walk-offs, but we've also blown the most amount of teams out. So it's like we're winning in different ways.
Every way possible.
Meaning like our pitchers they're holding us to like.
We're the only team in the league with a winning record in games in which we've trailed in.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Our pitchers keep us in games every game.
Our pen is the reason why. King and Holmes, 1.3, 1.2 F4 respectively. We all know the counting stats if you're watching the Yankees. Crazy low ERAs,
Obviously.
high Ks per 9.
It's mini Mo.
Holmes' sinker might be the grossest pitch I've ever seen any pitcher throw in my life.
Yeah, it's like a wiffle ball. It's like this.
And it's 99. And then you tunnel a slider on top of that. It's impossible.
Yeah, like the overlap of that shit is insane to watch. How about how Juani Peralta is a hot babe?
Hot Latina babe, Juani Peralta.
Like that picture
One of the
him
hottest.
that recently surfaced.
You'll see it up
gold.
here, back here.
It's honestly probably can't.
Juani Peralta, please come on our podcast.
I can't look at him the same, dude.
Juani Peralta, I think, has been the most unappreciated Yankee this year.
Yeah, like, and also like he doesn't have too much pressure on him, which I think is a good thing for him.
I feel like he's coming in a decent amount of high leverage situations since like Chapman and Lasagna got hurt.
Yeah,
he's been in some huge spots for us.
And now that like we have like him, Marinaccio.
Marinacio's been pitching fantastic.
Although his last start, he kind of shit the bed.
Friday night he had a couple walks and they pulled him. Castro got him out of it, so it's fine.
Castro packing the absolute.
Castro's so streaky. I feel like he's been so good the last like week or two. The week or two before that, he couldn't throw a strike to save his goddamn life.
But we replaced Joely Rodriguez with Castro.
Yeah, he's better.
Awesome. Joely Rodriguez this year. If you look into his stats further, he's having a very bad
he has like
year.
a 5.5 ERA. Very bad. Crazy Wandy stat. This month in June, he has a 364 OPS against. That's insane.
So he's like, people are not hitting the ball
at all.
Well.
Nothing. Not getting on base or hitting. 364 OPS is like pitcher level.
Yeah.
And that's really bad.
And he like, how many innings has he pitched in June? Do you know?
He pitched in 10 games, I believe, 11 innings. Because he had a game. I think against Tampa he went 2.
And with the Yankees bullpen, that's actually a lot of.
He's been one of the most key pieces of the Yankees bullpen the entire season.
And honestly, like since like Holmes' last start,
we traded Mike Tauchman for him.
The Talkman.
The Sockman. He's playing in Korea right now. Probably has like a 200 batting average.
Yeah, he's probably not too happy.
No, he was the Yankee Stadium legend, Talkman the Sockman. Now he's playing in the KBL.
Now he's playing in like the North Korean bomb league.
He's playing for Kim Jong-un right now.
It's like, like just in conclusion, Yankees bullpen has been
insane.
Backpacking our team.
For many games, the bullpen has backpacked our team. The pitching as a whole, but the bullpen specifically.
It's, in short, pitching and the home runs.
Win you games. They win you some games
It's
sometimes.
a simple formula.
Yeah, but the thing is, this year, even when the home runs haven't been coming, they still have figured out ways to win.
Yeah, it'll be like Judge is always good for his single.
Judge is just a good hitter
Yeah.
outside of the power.
He really grew up and learned, like...
Yeah, when he came into the league, he was a 3 true outcome guy, kind of.
And it's kind of awesome to see, just, like, this man has gone from just, like you said, a 3 outcome guy. He could hit all over the field, dude.
No, he's just a good hitter.
He hits home runs, oppo, pulls them, center
His
field.
power is nutty.
Yeah.
He could get under a ball and shoot it out to the porch. It's not like happens.
And he's been
sometimes.
clutch this year. Has 2 walk-offs, I think.
He definitely has had some big hits this year.
Yeah.
Which has been a knock on him in the past by many Yankee fans, myself included at times. I'm not gonna lie.
My biggest conspiracy is that
Hit me, Alex Jones.
once that he got his teeth fixed, bro, he 10
became a
times
different
better.
man.
Yeah.
More confidence.
Yeah. Because
Like
bro,
Moneyball, ugly girlfriend means he has no confidence.
Yeah, no cap. Like it looked like dynamite was set off in his mouth. When
He did have some rough teeth. Aaron, we love you though.
Man, we love you.
Even
Thank
though
God
we think you'll probably take 10 years, $430 million to play in the Giants, but whatever.
Yeah, like you got veneers and now you're hitting fucking 60 homers a game. It's okay with me.
Yeah, exactly. If Veneers gets you Roger Maris's home run record, I might get some.
Imagine me and you just pull up next episode.
Wooden
veneered
dentures.
out. I spent $20K on veneers.
Iced out Veneers. So that was Yankee Bias, and this has been the first episode of the First Ninja Sports Podcast.
Listening.
Thank you for listening.
Like and
If
subscribe.
you made it all the way through, God bless you.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week with another
Baruch
episode.
Atah
High five. We'll see you boys on the flip.
Wake up, filthy.